Whew. I am a little bit shaky. Here I am with another Mushihimesama run. This time it's the next logical step after once seeing the Novice original mode. So this is Novice Maniac, and a funny story happened. So you actually you can see it in the recording I uploaded the other day of the original run. I had a recording already of a 1cc of Novice Maniac. Little did I know that the replay feature in this game is not reliable. So I went to go record the replay of my run that I was so excited to share. And it wasn't working. There were deaths in there that didn't happen. So I guess there's an issue where the replay desyncs, and I have no idea what's going on with that. It was really weird. So lesson learned, don't trust the in-game replay system. If I'm planning to succeed at a run, just record it. I don't know, maybe I really don't know what's going on. It was really disappointing, and I was humming and hawing like, well, do I just press on and say, yeah, I did it, but I don't want to do it again. But if I actually beat the mode, I should be able to beat it again, right? Unfortunately, today is more of I'm not at my best today, so I wasn't really expecting to be able to do it, but I sat down and I did 2 runs, and I completed it the second one and recorded it this time using the traditional method of recording. So, and it's fresh in my head now when I'm recording this commentary. So let's get into it. So for Maniac run, this is Novice Maniac mode, and W power was what was recommended to me. So as usual, the first stage, there's not a whole lot going on. One thing for those who are new to this game, you see there's numbers now coming off of things. That's this whole new scoring system that I don't really engage with much in this run. The only thing scoring matters for survival is getting extends, i.e. extra lives. And I wasn't really being strategic. My strategy, I wasn't really factoring that into my strategy. This is just Novice mode. It's meant to be a stepping stone to the other modes in the game. So, and I guess I should also point out the fact that I basically beat this mode a day after clearing original mode, and with almost no practice. I did a few of the bosses a couple times to get used to the patterns. Just practice the patterns a little bit more. But other than that, I didn't really end up having to practice. I guess in this mode, it seems like the shot speed isn't necessarily faster. I could be wrong on that than Novice Original. But there's definitely a higher volume of shots on the screen to dodge. And then there's this whole scoring system that doesn't really matter for survival. So right off the bat, trying to grab that formation power up when I can. Oh, and I didn't, but okay, I always get caught by that pattern. Always surprises me, even though I know it always surprises me. So that's going to be something that's going to give me problems in the other modes. But thankfully, I kind of lucked out there. I have restarted this run when I die there. So I was pretty unlike when I did my previous successful run of this where the replay got messed up. I was pretty much on edge this entire run because I knew I could really feel that I wasn't performing at 100%. You know that feeling when you just haven't gotten enough sleep and just you feel a little bit behind everything or not as aware as normal, but whatever. Worked out in the end. So the trace power-up, I always prefer formation. It's way easier for clearing popcorn, but it's not a big deal because we'll get a formation before the mid-boss here. And I think it happened in this run. Something that I've never seen and I didn't know could happen. It's kind of shameful, but but we'll see it. So similar. The other thing with the W power as opposed to S power is a lot faster. So W power is a lot slower, and it also doesn't do as much damage in a concentrated area, so it takes longer to kill some enemies. Some of that might have to do with the mode, and some of that might have... It's funny because that's where I died in my other successful run of this mode. That's really not a... That's a stupid death. So there we go. He runs away after a certain amount of time. I had no idea. That's never happened to me. So I was like really ashamed, like, whoa, this is not a good omen. But I just resolved myself to just focus on the game. Try to tell myself little things that I could focus on, like, remember to focus on the middle of the screen and try to think about what enemies are coming up next. I'm getting a little bit better about using bombs. That mid-boss wasn't a great example, but that's just because I really wasn't expecting to die there. I thought I could easily dodge that pattern, but clearly that's another trouble spot for me. There's something about those little needle bullets that really psych me out the most. Of all the shot types, it's those needles that really scare me. They're just so sinister. Another thing about this mode, it's not the power, it's the mode, Maniac. The hitbox is a lot smaller, so you can get away with some utter BS, which you will see multiple times in this run. There were so many close calls in this. I did not deserve it, but I felt like the universe was smiling on me. It was making up for... See, I was good there. I probably didn't need to bomb there, but it was good that I tried, and I actually used my bomb when I thought there was a chance that I wasn't going to make it. That's something I'm really working on. So I thought the universe was smiling on me, making up for the fact that my replay wasn't working, because I was really excited to share it so soon after my previous run, and it'll be really funny how much of a gap there's probably going to be before my next successful run. Okay, so now it's official. This is my least favorite stage, and I know I'm not alone in this. It's a cool idea. It's just, it feels a little bit slow. But, you know, there's this, like, philosophy in game design, which is that players don't actually know what they want. And maybe there's something to be said here for the pacing of this level being so different from the other levels. It really makes it unique and it makes it stand out. So even if I don't like some parts of it, there's probably still something I'm... In the terms of the entire run, I think there's still something to be said for it. Those guys... That shot pattern always scares me. This one too. I don't feel super confident in the route for dealing with those guys. I just always... As with my other run, there's only a few areas where I really have a specific route in mind, and that section with the eyes back there is one of them, just like with Novice Original. I haven't gotten killed by that the thing that makes the like blowhole sound effect and shoots that line of blobs. Haven't gotten hit by that thing yet, but I know one of these days it's gonna get me. That shot pattern seems different in the other modes. I really need to spend some time. Well, if I find myself starting to stagnate, I really need to spend some time looking at replays and figuring out better ways to deal with some of the enemies, because I don't have them like downloaded, you know, where you know exactly how they behave and what you need to do to avoid them. Like, these are okay, but yeah, a couple enemies on this one that I struggle with. Okay, and coming up we have the head section after this little sequence here that I somehow don't have trouble with, but it seems, it's always seems scary. In the head section, you can get an extend by breaking the left and right sides before breaking the head once they become vulnerable. And you can see right here, I was thinking about it and I was like, oh wait, you know, I think it's probably safer to just fast kill the head, because I know I can dodge one volley here. And that works just fine. So that's fine. I'm satisfied with that. We'll see if I use any bombs here. I literally just did this, but it was all such a blur. There's so many ways that the game at this stage of my development, so many little things that the game kind of psychs me out on, and one of them is just the different shot types. Like, there's something about that previous pattern where it's the spheres, but they're smaller than you'd expect. That really throws me off. This pattern too. I think I found the way through there, but I honestly was completely unprepared for that pattern. But clearly that doesn't matter too much. Yeah, I think there might be some luck going here. Let's take... No, that one was okay. This one is really cool. It's a lot harder on the normal mode, for sure. But I think this is a cool pattern. It's like a maze, a shifting maze. And I missed more stages in this run than I probably ever have in any attempt. So that was cool, despite all of the things working against me. As you can see with my dodge there, I almost dodged right into a shot. I forgot. I didn't really warm up before trying these runs, which I knew was probably a bad idea, but I was like, what the heck, I'll just see how it goes. You have enough time, really. Well, not necessarily enough, but I ended up making it work anyway. I forgot that with those beetles, you kind of just make a little adjustment, yeah, and you're good. And then you kind of, I can always improvise it here when there's two beetles on the screen, except for the section where they come in pairs. I mostly have a plan there. It's not super precise. It's kind of just start on one side, dodge to the other side. That'll probably get more precise as I am forced to. Yeah, here's a start on the left, dodge over to the right. It seems to work out pretty well. And I never do it. I wasn't doing it in a consistent way though, so this is pretty scary. I forgot about this pattern. I was not ready for it, but I remembered in time. And there's a lot of, in this run, me realizing, oh crap, I should probably start holding A for precise movement. Like, and there's a delay before that happens. So that's something that was really weird. I kind of wish there was a button you could just hold and then instantly get slow movement, but I can understand why it's not that way, and obviously it's something, just another aspect of learning the game. And it really means you want to be prepared for when you should use that and not use it in reaction, which is mostly how I use it. I've been glad about how the snake sections have been going. I practice this section probably the most for my Novice original run, and I follow pretty much the same route here. Really important, at least in my thinking, it's really important to get the kill on that head for the ones that are coming straight down. Otherwise you just get stuck. And with how slow the shot speed is here, you can actually stay in front of the head for quite a while and just dodge the shots. Probably since they're fixed shot. What are they called? Fixed? They're not aimed. The term is escaping me right now. And then once you get this guy, then you just sit in the corner here and you're good. Except for like one volley from that head on the top right. But they're fixed shots, so I guess you can learn exactly where you need to be to avoid them, since nothing influences them. There's a lot of slowdown here, and that's a little weird. Another thing is getting used to the speed up and slow down thing. This boss scares me. Just the shape of it, something I find really menacing about it, and then I feel like I completely unprepared for it. As you can see, I bombed, so that was a good choice there. I think I recall some really lucky moments here. Not so much this pattern. And all the patterns, another thing that just adds to the tension, I think here. Whoop! Whoop! You see that? I dodged between the bullets in the line. So clearly that shows that the hitbox of the bullets is actually smaller than their sprite, which is just crazy to me. I kind of don't know how I feel about that. Why wouldn't you make them match? But it allows exciting moments like that to happen where you can't believe you survived, so that's fun. I can forgive them for that, but also I do kind of value things being legible, and that's one that I'm not sure about. I think that's really common in a lot of games, though. Oh, and you know, I can also understand that for the same reason that your ship is a really big sprite compared to its hitbox, it also has to do with visibility. If they were shrunk down to the size of their actual hitbox, maybe it would actually make the game harder. That was unbelievable. So I have no idea how I survived that. It looked like I was 2 to 3 shots into getting hit by that. So that was the other one that I was so glad that I won this run, because then I could share those crazy moments. But I had a reason to. Not that it's any sign of skill, it's just, wow, wasn't that tense. And so I mostly remembered how to deal with moth guys. The thing that can get me, I guess, here is all the popcorn enemies shooting their shots as I'm focusing on dodging the moth pattern. I was trying to be mindful of that. It's really easy to get tunnel vision. Focus on the pattern that you're trying to dodge and not the one that you need to dodge. I was really Really wanted to grab that formation before it turned back. Had to stop myself. Got plenty of time. And I was ready. I was like, okay, I'm this far in the run. I've got a lot of bombs. Let's make sure I use them. That was also that looked like BS there that I survived. It looked like I was going right through them. Just goes to show how this mode shrinks the hitboxes so much. Okay, and this section, this is where the bombs start coming out. I was like, things are gonna start getting overwhelming if I don't. I wasn't in the proper position to deal with the big guy on the left. And that's what bombs are for, I guess. But I start to get overwhelmed again later on. Yep, here. And then there's another section coming up. Okay, so I should have bombed again there, but I wasn't expecting to die. I guess why I was surprised there was the moth was a lot lower on the screen than usual, because I just had left them on the screen for too long. And this is tricky, but I managed to get through there without a bomb, so that was cool. But it wasn't enough to keep up with the onslaught. You'll see here in a bit. It's tough to shoot that guy, but still, oh yeah. I should not have risked going that close, but it worked out in the end. And I was like, oh, things are going really slow. I can probably handle this. And then it starts doing that jerky thing where it's speeding up and slowing down. Just time for another bomb. I think I no-missed this boss, if I recall correctly. I did end up with a higher score in this run than my other successful run of this mode, so all in all, not the worst thing that I re-recorded, and now I know. Always be recording. I think this is probably the scariest part of the initial patterns, those whips. I don't like those whips. Feels like there's so much potential energy that's just gonna lash out and hit you before you have time to react. Which probably shouldn't have a plan that is based on reacting to things, but for this mode, it's working out so far. I had the general idea there of go a little bit up and down depending on where they cross. And I guess that worked out. Pattern repeats again. And alright, phase 2. The arms come out. Those little dots are scary. Dots plus the needles. Got my finger over the bomb button, though. That route worked out pretty well. Probably not worth remembering because it's not like I'm gonna play Novice mode anymore. Okay, definitely some sketchy stuff there. Yeah, that seemed like it should have got me. Same here. I really wish that the slowdown... Ooh, yeah, oh man. I have 2 more lives though, so it's good, but man, something's really not great about that slowdown. Probably didn't need a bomb there, but his health is so low. And I just realized that the health bar is also on the bottom of the screen. Good to remember. Though probably better to not look at the health and just focus on dodging. But there we go. 1 credit clear, and this time, recorded video evidence. So next up, yeah, I was really excited and shaky after this. I was a lot more excited when I won this time than when I completed my previous run. Even when I completed my Novice original run, because I just felt like there was more at stake, because I was like, I just want to show that I beat it, and I don't want to keep playing this mode. But I also know that today is maybe not a great day for doing this, but I just want it to be done anyway, because I had my mindset on it. You know, when you have your mindset on something. But did it anyway, and I guess the next mode I'll be working on, I assume, will take significantly longer than between these last two modes, which were a day apart. It's going to be 1.5 original. So what I understand is that 1.5 is a little bit easier than 1.5 original is somewhat easier than original. I think they turned the shot speed down somewhat, but I'm not too sure what all the other fixes are. I know there's no power shot, which is basically a glitch that I think I was using at some points in these runs, but I realized that I didn't have the auto fire frequency. I don't think I had it set to the exact amount that it should be to get the most damage output for the W shot type. But anyway, 1.5 original is going to be my next goal. And boy, there's a lot of shmups on well, there were several cave shmups on sale on Steam right now. I got a bundle, and I also saw I know people really like this game called, I think it's Crimson Clover. I can't remember the word that comes after that. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I only heard about it, and I couldn't find it on Steam, but it's Crimson with a Z. Crimson Clover. So I finally picked that up today, which is also on sale. And I'm excited to try some of these other shmups out, but I also am mindful of not jumping around too much. So we'll see how that goes. And anyway, that was my run, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.